This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moose is going to stick this one. There's that drop. Oh my God, Moose! Towards the front. Alexis trying to do everything on her own.
Grabbing himself a weapon out. A series of something the red is right above it. Free for lead. A phenomenal round.
Oh my, 4 kills for Mimi. Mimi with the ace.
A vantagem aumenta. E agora só dai que sai Yuri!
But opening first is MIBR.
Coconut is just way too fast.
Buena por parte de Cobb que saca la doble.
It's Oxy again.
The year may be winding down, but VCT Americas ain't done yet. We're back.
Hello and welcome to day one of Spotlight Series Americas, coming to you live from the Riot Games Arena in Los Angeles, California. Riv here on the desk with Doug for a weekend of competition featuring 4 teams with co-ed rosters, and you'll see VCT America's finest and some game changer stars together on the stage first time.
It feels so good to be back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have a really fun tournament. We haven't really done a format like this before.
Right,
and
NA, right, yeah.
Yeah, this is
excited.
I'm really freaking pumped, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah. Here with Dougie, it's gonna be an amazing day. GB is out sick, which is terrible. We hope he feels better, but we're gonna be okay. We planned some things.
We might be okay.
We might be okay, but this one's gonna save us. We have a heavy hitter coming in here, and let's give him a little introduction. Returning to the VCT Americas stage, it's back-to-back Game Changers champion. She didn't drop a map in Berlin, but she'll drop you like 7th period English. Make some noise for the brains of Shopify Rebellion,
I'm moving. Okay.
Oh, it's not turning! Oh! Back it up, back it up. It's okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
Get a little
okay.
left here.
That's all right. We're bringing it in.
Slowly but surely.
It's all right.
I'm on the way.
Slowly rolling.
It's not.
We just want to let you know that Doug might be driving in this instance.
I am not driving. I have nothing to do with this.
There he is.
I have nothing to do with this.
Boom.
And
Plus
right.
100 Riz, pulling in like $1 million.
Let's go. I got there eventually.
There she is. Boom.
My bad. I ran out of gas, guys. I forgot to stop by the gas station on the way here.
Big pops to our belt carriers. These things weigh a ton. That's what it's like to be a champion.
Yeah, and thank you guys for bringing it here. I know it's very heavy, so appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate the help today.
Can I just very quickly? We've rehearsed this thing how many times?
That
4, 5 times?
Maybe.
I have not once
Baker's dozen.
had a debacle like that, and so I apologize. I
It's
feel like I
okay.
owe you
Honestly,
an apology.
like I said, I forgot to stop by the gas station, so that's on me.
License.
It wasn't her. It wasn't on me at all. I had nothing to do with it.
revoked.
This is
It's
not
okay.
the remote.
Now that we have a full desk here, we got Mel, we got Doug, it's time to talk right now about this tournament. We have 4 teams, mixed co-ed rosters, and they're all going to play today in a round robin, 6 best of 1s. It's going to be a lot of games.
That's a lot of 6s. That's a lot of 1s, actually. It's just 1 6.
There you go, there you
6
go.
1s. It's a lot of games. And I mean, what I love about the format is that it's all bite-sized, right? It's not like super long best of 3s that are going to be dragging out the whole time. There's a different story being told every map, and that's just going to make for a really good time.
It's just short, punchy, scrappy Valorant. It's going to be nice and quick, and like when we're off one map, we're into the next. It's going to be really fun.
And you got day 2 coming in with best of 3s, so teams can really start to figure out what they want. Today's results of the single elim finals tomorrow, obviously, and then the grand finals on Sunday. But here's the games. FlyQuest, if they win back-to-back, there's 2 here, and Cloud9 in their later games today, if they win back-to-back, you might be getting continuous games from them. Would you rather have games in between, Mel, or would you rather just boom, back-to-back your field?
I like back-to-back-to-back, just consistent, yeah.
I think, yeah, it's got to be hard, right? Like, you play a map, maybe it doesn't go your way, then you've got a little bit of time to think about it, instead of just forcing yourself to reset, GG, go next, so to speak. it's just a very different format.
I mean, I personally, like I said, if I was up there, I would love to just play every single map back to back because I feel like, you know, you got to unplug your stuff, you got to get back on stage, you got that dead time. It kind of ices you out. So this is fun for anyone that gets to keep playing.
All right, let's see if they can keep it going. Make sure to stick around after Sunday's grand final because we will have the Americas Kickoff Draw Show. We're setting the table for 2025 and a little bit earlier than usual. So it's pretty sick to have that info right now and see what everybody can come up with.
I think it's what I'm most excited about is we've talked so often about how the offseason is too long and there's not enough Valorant and this, that, and the other, and there's a lot of validity to that, but this year we're spoiled. We're starting so much sooner.
I love it. I love Valorant. I love watching Valorant. I love playing Valorant. Just injected it right into my veins. Like, give me more. So I'm happy the more Valorant is to be played. I'm sure the players are ecstatic as well.
Oh, yeah. Right? If she's not playing Valorant, you're analyzing Valorant.
Oh, right now.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So there is one more bonus for this tournament. We're playing on patch 9.10. And that means this one's wild. We got a lot of changes coming in, Dougie. Hit me with one you're feeling that it resonates.
I mean, there's so much. I think the big takeaway for me was the movement inaccuracy.
Okay.
Like nerfing the movement accuracy. It's been way too long that we've dealt with like running frenzies and running headshots and this, that, and the other. And I just love that we're getting back. We're moving away from that and we're getting back to precision. We're getting back to how. I mean, obviously, I'm not a dev, but how I feel like the game is supposed to be played.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many times have we can all remember a time where we're just super tilted, dying to someone that is just full running, with any gun.
Yeah.
I've died to a full running Odin.
It's like, okay, cool. I'm really glad we did that.
So were you a Phantom user then, or are you now?
Oh, I've been on the Phantom. Like, here's the thing. It's Phantom defense, Vandal attack, but now it might be Phantom 24/7.
Little taps. All right. We also got buffs to agents coming through and some nerfs. Sage getting the buff. Cypher getting a nerf, Doug. I know this hits home. I'm really sorry.
They killed my boy. I mean, he's useless again. It's like this is plus Cypher minus Cypher plus Cypher minus
Cypher.
Cypher.
It's like all the time.
And we're back.
That's amazing. But Phoenix getting a few changes, quality of life there, so we'll have to see if he makes it on. Usually a team only really bringing it out in niche situations right now, but some of that stuff may bring Phoenix back to life.
We could see something.
He's like, nah, I'm not gonna use that
All I
crap.
know right now is that when I play ranked and I'm playing Phoenix, I just get it so mixed up still. It's like I press my FP and it's like a completely different ability than I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
I do
the
think
wall's interesting.
Yeah, well, and also having the flash as your signature,
It's kind of crazy.
Default ability. I mean, I think it'll help. I don't know if it'll help enough to move the needle when it comes to pro play across the board, but I do think it'll help some.
Something that might move that needle is the regen shields that are coming out. Really interesting addition to the game. Definitely seeing this a lot in the pistol rounds. Mel, we were talking a little about creating that Superman instance for somebody or just raid boss that you can go in with one agent.
I kind of like this change because it kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think anyone was expecting or asking for extra shield, but I get the idea here because there's just so much util in this game that can bring you down in HP. Being able to regenerate is really good, and I think especially on pistol rounds, this will be very strong because there's less of that util to bring you down.
So my fear when this came out, I would love to get your thoughts on this. My fear is that this is going to slow down the game. Almost too far, right? Like, you already have the first couple of seconds that are generally defaulting around the map, right? And then we're going to try to hit this. We've got, if it doesn't work out, let's just take a step back, we'll regen, and then we'll hit somewhere else. Do you feel like that's well, do you think it'll be that way? And then if so, do you think it'll be a good thing?
As an IGL, I'm very biased. I like the slow play. I like the mid-round fakes.
Sure.
I like going A, going B, going A. Oh, let's actually go C. Exactly. I love that part of the game where you just can feint on feint on feint. So for me, watch these rounds with SR go down to like 5 seconds. I'm not kidding.
All right. Well, we've talked a little bit about us, what we'd play, what pros would do. Let's talk about you for a second. With 2025 approaching, it's time to look back at your in-game 2024. Just head to flashback.playvalorant.com and enter your Riot ID to get started. You'll see personal stats for the year as well as a custom player card that tells your story. Find out what VCT Pro you play like and show us what you got. And make sure you tag @Valorant and use #ValFlashback as you do it. I know I got to check mine to see who it's probably like Kang or something, crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I totally see the resemblance. I could totally see how it works. What was your card? What card did you get?
I need to see the methodology drop from Valorant on this one because I got Aspas. People
Wait, that
are
makes
telling me
sense
they're getting
too.
me though, but I'm in it. So how am I getting Aspas?
Look, we can get Mel. We
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm gonna work.
All right, we got some games today. Let's get into our opening matchup and talk about G2, the Americas squad that came up from Ascension and had a very strong first year in the league.
I mean, this is incredible to see as an Ascension team coming up
Mm-hmm.
from like the ground up, right? Like seeing them not only just make the internationals but have consistent good placements.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, so far it's unheard of because it's the first year, but like I would love to see their dominance continue with this new pickup in Jaw as well.
You often think about a team being ahead of schedule or behind schedule relative to where we think they're going to place, right?
Yeah.
A new roster or something like that, or stepping onto a bigger stage. You don't expect performance, you don't expect results so early on, but they're so ahead of schedule. And as you were saying, I mean, they just went from a good team that was consistently placing at internationals to holy smokes, who's going to beat these guys?
Right, and it's young too, especially with Alan
super
coming
young.
in as such a young IGL, but able to absorb everything from his opponents and make it look like he is ready for whatever they throw at him.
Yeah, and I think Josh is another guy who he doesn't get enough love for the value that he provides to that team and like the brain trust that they have going on with Alan. And then again, now you've got Jogamo, who's well, he's
Unleashed
Jogamo,
on
right?
this.
Super unleashed now. All right, over in EMEA, G2 Gozen had a great year as well. When don't they? They were #1 team in the region and finished 3rd at Game Changers Champion, but they were eliminated by MIBR. And we'll see some of that power here today too, but G2 Gozen has just been a team that has stolen the spotlight for so long. It was eventually someone would have their number.
I mean, hey, I have a lot of reps playing this team. They're a phenomenal team. They took us to the brink at Champs. And one person, I mean, we're seeing her highlights now. Amy is an incredible talent. I think that she's going to play really well at this event. And I mean, I got aced by her on Haven. So, I mean, I'm hoping to see that here.
Not bitter, I've moved on.
Totally not bitter about it, yeah.
Tell me this though, I love getting to do this because I don't often get to, pick your brain in a situation like this. What is it about Mimi and Amy that's so, like, what is it that makes them so stand out? What makes them so difficult to play against?
Oh, Amy specifically, her mechanics are insane. Like, I'm not kidding. When she aced us, it was like an aim lab scenario. But Mimi is such a veteran presence. She has accrued so much experience over the years working with so many different people. And that you notice that when she plays with players and they end up like leaving the team or like they look for another roster, those players always end up 10 times better than they were before. So she is an incredible leader that imparts a lot of that experience onto her players as well.
And talking about more people on the squad, 2 notable GOATs we have to bring up, Leaf and Mimi. Absolute brains inside, outside the server. In their own right, they're both 5-star spotlight players.
100%. I mean, Leaf, bro, how do you go from Duelist of the Year to playing Sentinel and not skipping a beat? It doesn't make any sense, but he's like one of like the most like perfect players I think in Valorant. Like when he's on, he's unbeatable.
But I think what's so impressive about him is the consistency with which he does it.
Yeah.
He's been around since the very beginning, no?
Yeah, since the very beginning.
And he's consistently played at this level. He's consistently put up performances like this that we have seen on the Sentinel role, on the Duelist role, and on literally everything in between. And when you when you combine Leaf and Mimi together, I mean, come on.
Yeah, you have Mimi on the initiator position, moving around the map, constantly absorbing info, but during the play also micring those hits. That's tough to do, do all that at the same time, but still put up the numbers.
Dude, I mean, she's IGL, but they just played a clip of us, like my team getting put down. My God, she got like a 4K sheriff round or something. Jesus, yeah, she's just insane, like an incredible caller, an incredible player.
It is wild to have that all-in-one player. G2 is set to take the stage in just a bit, but before they do, it's time to play a classic game, G2, Truths and a Lie. So, you know how this works. 3 statements about the G2 players, and 2 true. One of them is BS. And we have to figure out which one is which. So let's bring up our first slide here. We haven't really seen these.
Okay.
And what is it? 2 truths and a lie.
Let's see. I like to think I know G2 pretty well.
Yeah?
Considering I've played them
Feel
so
like
many
it?
times,
You're
right?
thinking about like what it could be. I'm thinking about the music. Like,
All right, it is.
kind of a
We're
vibe,
just
yeah.
vibing here. I feel like the elevator's going to a different floor. Amy grew up playing handball. Absolutely respectable sport. Leaf, maybe?
Yeah,
was
Leaf
born
is
in
born, yeah.
Indianapolis, words. And Jonah P has 2 cats.
I mean, that one's obvious. The one on the bottom is
I don't want
truth.
that to be a lie.
But and like I think that's true. So I'm torn because Amy playing handball sounds very like out there.
Random.
Right? It seems very out there. But then the other
Beautiful.
one is so like bland that I think they're tricking us.
I think so too. I think that's the lie. I think the Indianapolis, sorry.
Indianapolis?
The Indianers up there. I just butchered that.
I did it too. It's good. I fed that in your brain. So we're going with Leaf was born in Indianapolis, Indiana.
That's a lie.
It's just too subtle. It's too like I don't believe it.
Agreed.
All right.
Send it.
Lock it in, production.
If this is
Will I
wrong,
eat
it was
my
a lie.
words?
It was Mel's idea, not mine.
Whoa. Hey. I take it back.
What do we got?
Let's go!
Let's freaking go.
Cincinnati, Ohio Yeah, he doesn't look like an Indianapolis, Indiana. He's not watching the races.
No.
He's gaming.
And can I tell you, the producers in the back, they're probably like, dang, we thought we had them.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on.
Nice try, production.
All right, next one. What do you got? Trent's favorite subject in school is math. Jonah P could ice skate before he could walk. Sometimes that's true. Mimi can sing the national anthems of 20 different countries.
Well, hang
Okay.
on. She knows.
What?
She knows them.
It's like polyglot or something, right? You know a bunch of language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like the second one is true just because Jonah P's Canadian, right? He is. I know.
Sure.
Okay, no, I'm putting my foot down. He's Canadian.
Yep, okay, yeah.
And if he's not, then it's gonna look really
What do you
funny.
think? This is
He's
really
Canadian,
awkward.
so he
Okay.
definitely knows how to like ice skate because like hockey's huge there.
So 2 is true.
2 shoot for sure.
Okay, 2's true. What do you got?
20 is a big number.
20 is a huge
Yeah,
number.
I think that one has to be the lie. That's just such a. If it's true, I need to go in the hallway and talk to her.
But also, I mean, I can see Trent liking math. I can totally see Trent
All right,
liking math.
lock it in 5 seconds.
5?
Last one is the lie.
Yeah, 20 is
Last
20 is
one
a
is
big
a lie?
number. 20 is a big number. 20
All right, 20 is a big number.
That's what they say.
Lock it in.
Dude,
We're back to back, baby.
I feel like that.
Back to back.
You guys were like, here's a gimme if you didn't get the first one, but no, we did. One last slide. Mimi's favorite color is blue. Jonah P is a Swiftie, and Amy is the youngest of 3 sisters. Dang.
Okay. This
I actually,
hardest of the three.
I know a lot of Swifties.
Is
Not
Jonah
being
P
a
one
bad
of them?
thing, just like people, it's on, it's in the playlist. You know?
Yeah, that one's got to be true about Jonah because I know his girlfriend loves Taylor Swift.
Ooh,
See, guys,
all right, good.
I have like inside
Yep.
info. Is that cheating?
No.
Okay.
We need to use everything we have here.
And if it's
because
not,
they could be lying to
if
us.
it
They're
is,
cheating.
I'm not snitching.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure I talked to Amy when I was at Champs, and I'm pretty sure she talked about having sisters. So you know
But
what?
is she the youngest? Because that's what it is, right? The youngest of 3 sisters.
Ooh, I'm gonna look
How
fake
old is
now. Don't ask me these questions. I don't know my teammates' birthdays apparently. How am I gonna know people's ages, girl?
But ask
Sorry.
the sense, and she'll know whatever
Yeah, she
sense
knows
there
that.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
What's Amy's
yeah.
sense? Or
Amy's
Mimi's
sense,
sense?
I think. Oh, Mimi's on 0.22 800 DPI for sure.
Gross. All right, what do we got for an answer?
Sorry.
It's 1 or 3.
I think
Blue?
it's- I think
Mimi's
it's
favorite color?
I think it's
being-
1. I think it's 1's lie.
You got Azul, kick
Wait,
Azul.
that's an easy fact to give, right?
Exactly.
Hey, give me a fact about you. Oh, my favorite color is.
Well, it changes from day to day. See, that's the gag.
I.
See, that's why it's like. I mean, people have multiple favorite colors. I'd like to think.
True.
So it's
Yeah,
like, the
that's
first one's gotta
true.
be fake.
Vibing.
And I'd like to think,
Seasons,
I like to think
Exactly.
Mimi, there's a lot of depth to Mimi. I think she's not just blue. I say we go sisters.
Ooh, okay.
I say we go sisters.
I'm in
Wait,
disagreement.
I'm lying.
I think the first one's a lie.
All right.
But you know what?
Yeah, no, let's go blue.
Let's
Done.
Blue?
Let's see who's gonna go undefeated here between me and you.
No,
Mimi
we're a team. We win together, we
hates
lose
blue.
together.
Dude, it's the youngest of 3 sisters.
I told you it was the sisters.
Brother, I'm a liar. No.
Oh, wait,
She
you
has
just,
one
to her.
brother.
You made up a whole conversation.
Yeah, you were going
You gaslit us all.
Dude, Amy, if you watch this, girl, know that I hold on to your every word, but that was completely hallucinated. I
Crazy.
do love you and I do listen and I hear you, but that combo was completely made up.
Let's move on to G2's opponents in today's opening match. MIBR. The Game Changers squad took down Team Liquid to make it to Berlin and followed the same path, finishing second. And there was a big wow factor in everything they were bringing to the table. I don't think people expected the amount of power to come out of MIBR that did.
I think people that didn't watch them probably thought they came out of nowhere, but I was watching.
Oh, you
I
were
was
looking.
watching Brazil Game Changers for a good part of this whole year.
But top 2?
I 100%. I'm not kidding. Ask me and Loic, ask me and Neffy's before the tournament. We were
Okay.
going to think that they were in finals with us. 100%. I think they are insane. Everyone on that roster is insane. They're very intelligent as well. Great players. I have so much respect for all of them.
Was there anything you guys intentionally planned to cool them off? Because there was, I mean, you talk about their game on Saturday against G2 and then their game
Yeah.
on Sunday against you. That's, I mean, they couldn't be more different.
No, VOD reviewing, and then, you know, when you're VOD reviewing, you see that last map is a 13-1. It's like, okay, this sucks. I don't have as many rounds
Yeah.
to watch. Definitely a little bit intimidating, but at the end of the day, you know, we had floor. Like,
And she
we had floor, we
didn't
were
have
very
hole in her
ready.
socks, so
And no holes in her socks.
boom.
Exactly.
Obviously,
Reference that
the
I'm
level
missing
up.
here. I missed that reference. I don't have any holes in my socks.
Boom! They're gonna drop bombs over here. Great job by Doug. Earlier, Ender caught up with MIBR's Jelly and G2's Jonah P for a quick chat. Let's check it out.
Hi, thank you both for taking the time. I've got a quick question for both of you, starting with Jelly. How have you prepped with the team for this event, and what are roles looking like?
We haven't had much time to practice, but we try to just vibe around each other, get to know each other and how each other plays. And we've just been talking about like maps and compositions and stuff. So it's been a pretty slow prep, but I think we're very confident for this event.
All right, awesome. And same for you, Jonah.
Kind of the same answer, not much prep. We'll probably figure out what we're playing when we know the map. I know Leaf has said he's playing Duelist, so like, that's his role. And then me, I'm just, who knows what I'll play.
Hey, no one can complain about some Leaf on Duelist. Thanks so much, and good luck to you both.
Awesome stuff.
I think MIBR might be complaining about Leaf on Duelist.
Yeah,
nobody's going to complain?
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
beg to differ, my friend.
But then do we get the Jelly on Duelist? Because there is a bit of that in the play history, and man, Jelly's mechanics are off the wall as well. I mean, everybody on that team.
Duelists on the team.
Yeah. Already have a great duelist. Yeah, 3 of them.
They could run triple duelists if they really wanted.
Absurd stuff. Great to hear from them, as well as Jonah P may be flexing onto some things as they're going to put Leaf on Duelist. So while MIBR Game Changers had a great 2024, the VCT Americas squad had some struggles and a lot of subs over the season, or some subs over the season. But things will be looking up for 2025.
Dude, there was a timeline, and it was, I mean, Shaz subbed for
Yeah.
MIBR at one point. I know. We're like deep.
crazy.
We're digging deep into the
Pain
vault.
was in it, right?
So
Yeah.
hyped.
Yeah.
That was
excited
forever
for that.
ago. And yeah, I mean, they, let's call it what it was, they struggled. They struggled a lot throughout the year. They had a hard time finding success. I think some of the bigger players that were supposed to be impactful, like our team, for example, left a little bit to be desired. But you talk about a glow up, to go from what is the identity of this team to the roster that they're going to be fielding in 2025. I mean, that's insane.
It's like a jump scare almost. It's like, whoa, you guys are, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all want to play ball. Y'all want to play this year.
Oh,
Like, this
like
is crazy.
real.
Like, I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting, like, Aspas to go to MIBR.
No.
Like, that was so
Right.
out of left field. Like, there have to be, like, a heavy hitter this season. I mean, I think the expectations as well. Like, I don't think we can expect MIBR to go, like, bottom of the league anymore. Like, I think we definitely need to elevate and be like, okay, we need you to go to, like, an international, which I'm excited to see. I love MIBR, personally.
We haven't had a Brazilian team of that caliber since Loud, since like
Yeah.
their peak days. And you've got Nazor, who's also, I mean, he's Nazor, right? Like, you know the value that he provides on struggling rosters and on good rosters.
Yeah.
Like, that team's the truth.
Loud always had that intensity too you expected from them. So what is MIBR going to show us? Well, at Game Changers champion, SRN was the breakout star, and their ACS was off the charts. I actually just saw them in the hallway, looking super pumped, happy to play, and I'm sure they're going to drop some incredible bombs.
Dude, she's so good. Okay, I know like the viewers were super hyped for the SRM versus Floor like head-to-head, but as a player on Shopify, I was hyped to play her. I was like, dude, I actually can't wait. Like, I want to see how she plays against Floor and like how this like head-to-head goes. I was following her.
Were there moments of avoid SRN?
No, I wouldn't say so. Just
Okay,
because
okay.
we're very heavy, and that's not even no shade.
Right,
to
not
her.
shade. Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
an incredible player, but that's just because we focus on our own game more than anything.
Perfect.
But she impressed me so much at GC Champs.
Well, and also, again, you have Floor, right? So there isn't a need, like, you're going to want to test the good
Activate
against the
kill
good.
mode.
Yeah. There's just so much that was impressive about watching SRN play. I remember that op shot that SRN hits on the Jet, dashing out on a set. I remember watching that live and just going,
insane.
to have the patience to not just instantly flick, to try to hit that shot, to slow it down, take their time.
Calming.
It's just unbelievable. And you don't teach that.
No.
Right? Like, that's not
You have to
something
be in that situation so it feels
Right.
slow to you. So that's just time in the chair, time playing, and it was incredible to watch. Today, Mimi is the IGL for this G2 squad. Mel, what are you feeling for this? How is it playing against Mimi in events when she's calling?
I mean, she's a great caller. I think that it is hard sometimes to get a read on what they're doing, and she does a really good job of masking exactly what they're doing in their defaults. I think this is a natural, selection for G2. I mean, when they were playing in the EMEA Spotlight event, they had Val and IGLing, and I watched a video of Mimi talking about how much, like knowledge he was able to impart onto her, and just like the team as a whole of like how things work at Tier 1. And so she's coming in like fresh off champ. She's coming in from like that experience from like playing with G2 Brozen and Valen, and she's coming here now. She's getting to actually like lead like a co-ed team. I think that's huge, actually. A woman IGLing a co-ed team here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've had the pleasure of watching you throughout your career this entire time, and I think one of the things that has always stood out to me is how strongly opinionated you've been in regards to GC teams needing to play in regular tournaments. And so this tournament provides an interesting opportunity for someone like Mimi to IGL a mixed roster team and also learn, right? To get to kind of share some of that brain trust and kind of learn. What are some of the things that, in a way, I would love to get your thoughts on that you're almost jealous of not being able to learn in a situation like this, where Mimi has the opportunity to again, call alongside these players and, learn with them and things like that?
No, I mean, I look up to Val a ton. Like, when we had him here, I was on the desk, I was, like, picking his brain, and so it's definitely, like, such a privilege to be able to, like, pick his brain and the rest of Bros. And sorry, I'm just gonna keep saying
commit. It's good. It's very good.
And then having them, like, share VODs together and be able to, like, really sit down, like, with some of the greatest minds in Valorant and really get, like, an idea of how they read the game, like, it's so sick. And honestly, Mimi is such a great candidate to have to IGL this team after doing all that. So honestly, no jealousy here. Love her, and, like, I am really excited to see what she really comes up with. Like, I think this is, my stomps are pretty high on G2 goes in. Sorry. Obviously, Cloud9 SR all the way, obviously. But G2 goes in look good.
I want to ask you one more thing though. When it comes to a tournament like this,
yeah.
As an IGL, you've got rosters that have kind of been put together last minute. Roles don't always mesh out the way you would expect them to. How do you, as a caller, approach something like this tournament?
Honestly, you keep it pretty light. Like, I think a lot of calls will probably be made by, like, majority of, like, the team, not just one person. Because puck calling, you don't have, like, your playbook to fall back on. You don't have, like, all your usual, like, just plays that you can do. You know,
I made a shot. What should we do? Yeah, move.
Yeah. Like, even the micro plays. It doesn't have to be like a whole set strat, but even like, hey, normally when I play with this person, we do this, and you're playing someone that's completely different. But it's very puggy. It's mostly Mimi's job really is to make sure everyone's on the same page more than anything. I'm not expecting, like, we're not expecting, like, peak, optic FNS versus loud sod hawk at an international here. Like, it's very difficult with all the prep, but being able to have that really puggy IGLing head to head, it's gonna look cool, I think.
It's fun. It's also hard to tack down what consistencies are happening throughout the game. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they flow. How is this day gonna play out? That's another question. Let's take a look at the predictions from the broadcast team. Who's right, who's wrong, who's gonna feel terrible at the end of the day? We're all pretty close here except for
Doug.
So talk to us. What are you feeling here?
What's going on here,
You woke up, you hit this, you hit a home run?
Yeah, so first off, we all owe G2 an apology because we've destroyed that. I mean, they're cursed. There's no way they're winning.
Oh, apologies.
Played.
But also, I would like to think that I took one for the team for C9SR by dodging that curse too.
Like me sorry, buddy. Like me sorry.
I mean, am I selling it? Do you believe me? Am I convincing a little?
We're friends. I'll believe it.
All right, cool. Yeah, that was my play all along. I forgot that I was working the desk with Mel. I should have.
Yeah, maybe. It's okay. No offense taken.
It's cool.
Like,
you just crashed her into the RoboCam. Whatever. Don't even worry about it.
I did actually.
All right. So if you had to put it all in one basket, who's taking the tournament?
I think G2 is. Yeah.
Wow. Right.
Wait, again? Oh, okay, it's not as bad
this time.
It's not as bad this time. The producer said that there was a pretty mixed bag as far as who they thought were going to win the whole thing.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what to expect, but to have these two be the unanimous two teams that have a chance, I jive with this. I think this makes a lot of sense, yeah?
I would say so. I mean, me and Riv, fist bump, we're this together. I mean, I'm totally not biased, but, I've seen my team play. Even with, like, the Cloud9 part of it, too, I think those are some great players to have alongside Alexis and Sarah. I think that they all have really good chemistry. They mesh together well. Sorry, I'm literally just sitting here about a rant about how good my team is.
Do it! I mean, we've got, like, a minute and a half to break, so you've got the floor.
Hey, okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna be generous. I think because we all think that Cloud9 SR is going to win, or G2 Goes is gonna win, MIBR is suddenly going to just whop everyone and just win everything.
Yeah,
that's my take now.
Nobody's gonna be expecting them, and I mean, they're just gonna show up and clean house.
Exactly.
All right, if we had to go through player, who do you think is gonna be like a standout player of the tournament? Is playing well towards the end of the year now, they're actually peaking. What are you feeling?
Is it too obvious to say Leaf?
I was going to say Leaf, too.
I want to say Jelly.
Jelly?
Super impressive on the international stage of GCC, and I'm just like, that's mechanics, it's precision, it's consistency. I was incredibly surprised. Not that I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just over the top. I was like, damn.
Right?
I do think there are a couple of MIBR players that could stand out. I do think Jelly's one of them. I think, obviously, we talked about SRN and what they're capable of. And, I mean, again, I might be talking myself out of my prediction right now. As I'm kind of like thinking through the players, I'm like, wait a second. Because they also have Nosmer, and then our team was supposed to be really good, and then he struggled, but we know what he's still capable of. And then all of a sudden, maybe I'm trying to appeal to the Brazilian fans. Maybe.
I can see it. I think I think Sayuri's kind of getting underrated here.
Low-
and I'll take
I mean,
both of that because I
high-key.
haven't even said her name till now, personally. But I think she's very underrated. Her calling as well was great, but she also had such a hard-hitting performance in the lower finals versus G2 Gozen. I think it took everyone by surprise, but like I'm perfectly aware of what she's capable of, and I could totally see her taking over.
Yeah, I think that was another one that I wanted to mention is like a potential.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, wait a second, a sleeper pick that nobody's really thinking about, and then all of a sudden carrying the team to victory is not something that's out of the realms of possible.
Yeah, we do have the button here. We're going to hit it soon. We have a quick tech issue on stage, so we're going to be extending the pre-show just a little bit. Thank you so much for your patience and joining us here and hanging out before we get into all the best of ones today. It's actually going to be a sick format. We do have not the new map pool, but the regular map pool with the changes. So it should be interesting to see how those play out and teams kind of switch their play style.
And I think this is probably looking forward a little bit too far, but as we talk about how things are going to be changing, there's a
new
video that came out earlier today. Neon is finally getting killed. Shoved into the ground. Praise be. It took entirely too long.
I love when they make the video too. They're like, yo, you know, our slides look like they might have been too accurate. Like, you know forever.
You know
You've done
very
this.
well.
But how could you have done this?
I do think another thing, and this is, I mean, this will likely be one of the last tournaments we see this in, the new ping system.
Yeah.
Right? Like the way the pings have changed and you can't ping in smokes anymore. And if you ping on the minimap, your teammates don't see it on their screen on the map. Mel, I mean, that changes things drastically, right?
I mean, my team, I literally was watching that video and they put a clip of me spamming the spike with a ping. So I was like, yeah, my team won a ton of rounds on Bunset, as Sean calls it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a needed change. We knew very well that it was broken, and that's why we abused it.
This is a straight nerf to Mel.
Yeah, but honestly, you know, we're excited to finally play on site, to be honest. Like, finally we can play
you
the
can't just
angles.
ping through, shoot a corner.
Yeah, exactly. Even on Pearl, it was bad.
I do think it impacts more than that, too. You think about, like, Sova ults and, like, talking about elevation of Sova ults. I mean, there are so many little things that, like, whoa, right? This is more than just... And obviously, spamming in post plants is probably the easiest thing to point to, but I do think there's a lot more there. I did reach out to one of the devs because I just wanted to understand, like, why, right? That's been in the game for so long. It just seems like an interesting time to make that change. And they were just pretty candid around how the game is that wasn't what that was supposed to be used for, right? Like you were saying, it was broken and it was abusable, and a lot of teams did, but kind of stripping that away a little bit. I like it. It's going to change things drastically.
It's going to open up a lot more like dynamic post plans where we actually see teams play on, and we won't see like rounds. Like sometimes it feels like on Sunset specifically, my team would joke like if we get the spike down, it's at 5v4, 100% win rate.
We win.
99% of those rounds we will win. And it's like when you're on the other side of that, when we're playing a team that also knows the tech of let's just plan and get off, you're in a retake and you're just thinking like, bro, this is so, like the round's pretty much already over, like statistically speaking. And so finally now it's not like a checkmate situation where it's like, oh, we're screwed. Now we can play on site, we can use the retake, we can actually trade util. Like it becomes a lot more dynamic and a lot more interesting as an IGL. So finally I feel like I'm free from the shackles of playing post plant. Because Lovic is like, we gotta play off. And I'm like, you're right.
But I don't want to.
But I don't want to. It's not fun. Flora's getting all the kills on site. I want to play on site too. I want my kills.
How do you see that combined with the Phantom changes making a difference? Right? Because all of a sudden, spamming into smokes isn't going to do the same thing it used to. Spamming into smokes with the Phantom was preferably, it was ideal because you didn't have tracers and this, that, and the other. Do you see an interesting dynamic there between the two? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I don't know if you've thought about this, but.
No, you're good. I mean, for Phantom, I think, again, I was using that gun. It was so busted. It still is even more busted.
You're ready.
I think that, like, a lot of the post plants are very close together. So the Phantom is already, like, one-shotting at certain ranges. But, like, let's say, like, you're aiming on Pearl and you're holding Flower. Now, like, some of these angles are actually able to, like, one-shot people with the Phantom. Like, there's some post plants that are gotten way better with the Phantom. I mean, on defense, it's a no-brainer, though. I think people should be using Phantom on defense. Like, if you're not using Phantom on defense, I think you're trolling at this point. But we could see more of it used on attack. Not for the spamming part, though. Just holding angles at this point.
Yeah, sure.
All right. It's going to be a big change. You mentioned Sayuri earlier. So fresh off a second-place finish from Game Changers Championship, here's what MIBR Sayuri is looking to accomplish here at Spotlight.
O que eu tô preparada, tipo, o que eu quero fazer nesse campeonato, eu acho que é um pouco dos dois. Eu quero me divertir e também trabalhar nesse quesito mais profissional. Eu quero absorver tudo que eu tenho que absorver, né? Tipo, tudo de bom, de ruim também. E para aprender e melhorar no meu jogo. Eu acho que... Eu não sei como tá meu time sobre isso, se estão mais para se divertir, se estão mais para jogar mesmo para ganhar, dar a vida. Eu acho que eu sou um pouco dos dois. Eu quero dar vida, mas não quero dar vida para me estressar também, não. Eu quero me divertir.
It's an easy thing to say, but when you get up there, you're like, nah, yeah, I do want what I do want. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
That stress always kind of sets in no matter what. So we're going to take a quick break here. We really appreciate your patience as we get the tech issue on stage all figured out. We are here at the Spotlight Series Americas, and we'll get started in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your patience, for waiting. It's going to be an amazing day. We got some awesome games. I want to thank Doug and Mel for being amazing on the desk, and furthermore, it's going to be even more amazing as we get these games going. Grab some snacks, get comfortable, because we've got 6 best of ones on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, day 1 of Spotlight Series Americas is starting right now.
Always, as a game changer player, you're trying to prove yourself, make people believe that you're good enough and that you have something special about you. Spotlight is a tournament to get the chance to shine.
We've never had an event like this where you get to play against mixed teams, so I think it'll be fun to see what everybody pulls out.
O pessoal do Inclusivo que tá jogando o Spotlight tá aqui para mostrar a verdadeira força do Game Changers, que a gente tem sim bala para trocar contra players de alto nível. É isso, a gente vai amassar aqui e tamo junto.
person is an ancient female samurai, and that is basically the name we chose when we joined G2. And then they're the male team, so they're Brosen. What sets us apart from the other teams is we have already competed together in the Spotlight series in EMEA. We're just gonna try and have fun and vibe diff the other teams.
I'm confident. I got two world champion GC players. Sarah, insane player, like insane shooter even from ranked I know, and Alexis, insane comms, insane player, also Moose's girlfriend. I don't think I've ever played with a couple ever, and the first time I played with a couple, we've been going to play in a tournament. That's crazy.
I feel like we have like E-dater chem with me and Sarah, and then we have actual dater chem with me and Caleb. And then I don't know if he's E-dating any of his teammates, but if so, that's a plus. Of course biased, but I think that we are the favorites. We just have too much chem to deny.
They're like a power couple in the scene, so they're gonna have the most cheers and the fans. But then we have Demon 1! We have Demon 1! What are we gonna do about that? Never played with him, not really that close with him, but I hope, please, I hope he is at his maximum potential.
Obviously, me and Calm, we won the championship back in 2030. That was the last time we played together. He already knows what U2 I need, just like, he doesn't even have to think, I don't even have to think, it's like, just automatic.
Eu acho que nosso time tá preparado pro Spotlight sim. Tá todo mundo com a cabeça de, pô, quero trocar tiro contra os melhores e eu quero ver nós ganhando contra os melhores, né?
We are used to the spotlight at this point. I feel like we'll intimidate some of the GC players who are also here that came from champs and give them some flashbacks of what just happened.
It's time to get this Spotlight series started. First to the stage, it's MIBR!
Para o mundo, trago o Brasil no meu peito. Em busca das vitórias, responsa é com nós mesmos. Quando me perdi, me encontrei comigo mesmo. E tirei forças, eu não sei da onde. Amigos eu ganhei, perdi, são coisas da vida. O que me dói é minha família longe. Torcedores vaiam, outros me motivam. Vou persistir nessa longa estrada da vida. Vencer é obrigação, derrota é uma lição. Desistir pra nós não é mais opção. Hoje mesmo busco o que é nosso sonho. Nossos sonhos, nossas glórias, nossos sonhos. Seja quem quiser ser.
Next up, the combined forces of Americas and EMEA. It's G2!
Spotlight Series America is about to get underway with MIBR versus G2. We're about to get into map select. It's going to be sweet. We got map bans up until the map that they will be playing. So it'll be interesting to see what teams try to get out of the way and feel what they'll be best on.
Is this the first time we've seen BO1 map vetoes on this stage?
On this stage, I think so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Mimi, when they were showing the segment of her and kind of like what are some of the goals or how you're going to approach this tournament, I think something that stuck with me was we're going to out-vibe everybody else at this tournament. I mean, it's already there. Like, I just, watching the walkouts, they seem loose. They seem like they're going to have fun. I believe her. I totally think they're going to out-vibe everyone here.
I think it's the whole core of this tournament. I mean, it's
exactly
for fun anyway, right? Like, don't take anything too serious. Like, don't dwell on rounds that go in tragedy, because a lot of them will go in tragedy. That's like Pug Valorant at its finest. But I think so too. I mean, I did feel MIBR's aura though. Maybe I'm just an MIBR fangirl though. But I felt the aura.
So you're a fan of about 2 teams here. I see.
Yeah, that's like the best.
Well, we have our maps. I think you were right about vibes and what Dodonut and Alexis earlier. Dodonut said the same thing. It's about vibes. So let's get into our maps. Let's see what we have banned, picked all the way through Split Sunset Pearl, Best Bind to the end.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to Haven to kick things off.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me about calling as an IGL on a 3-site map like Haven, especially when it comes to this puggy nature that we're likely gonna get.
I love pug calling on Haven personally. Whenever I've been on pug teams and stuff like that, just like for random events, I thought it's super fun. There's so much you can do, and compared to like a 2-site map, just because there's 3, it's already attacker-sided.
Right.
So calling on a map that's already attacker-sided in a pug environment, and they don't really know what you're gonna throw at them.
When you get in there though, to make that pug feel good, what kind of initiator might you? Do you go for like one thing to be like, all right, this pug will work well now if we have a breach or we have this smoker?
Is there
still a focus there?
I mean, definitely breach for me on this map is a must.
Okay,
Like, as of right
breach
now.
is a must.
Yeah, I mean, and before that was Neon, and I mean, I'm
Yeah.
seeing a really funny agent on the screen right now. Are you guys
Yeah,
seeing what I'm
Jonah
seeing?
P.
Jonah on
Yo, what?
That's Jonah on
Professor
Yoru.
We're
Professor's
talking about
Yoru
breach,
fade.
and this guy's like the breach king, and we see him on Yoru.
Well, let's see what agents across the board here.
Okay.
Standard.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
standard. Feeling good.
That's responsible.
That's easy to buy
Valorant.
on.
That's responsible Valorant.
It is.
Right? Like that's run of the mill. Your behavior.
You can bring that home to the parents. Easy peasy. All right, what do we got next? G2 Esports throwing on the board the vibe, the plays.
Okay.
So actually, Yoru Neon.
This is what I would call irresponsible Valorant. This has whimsy.
I mess with this, and you know
I do
what's funny?
too.
People see G2 as like not the whimsy team. In person, their personalities are completely different, but this is some whimsy out of G2, and we don't see this normally.
Well, I mean, I kind of, as I think through the comp, I love it. You can use Yoru as a pseudo-initiator with flashes and the go on sites. It's great.
All right, well, let's get our first match underway and send it over to our casters. It's 2 disgraced elves that go by the names of Mimi and Ender.
I was disgraced.
We've never once been disgraced, Mimi. That is slander.
Nor are elves. I think all of that's wrong. But we have a good game ahead of us here for MIBR G2. Last time we watched kind of these teams, it was GCC. G2 got stomped in the lower finals and went home off of that. So now back here, combined with the Brosen squad, hoping to make good on that.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see. This is G2 as an org played in the Spotlight Series over in EMEA.
Yeah, the only team to go to both.
Exactly, but different roster here coming in, so still first time in as a 5 here on stage.
So hopping into things, it's Haven. Very rare we get to see a best of 1 in VCT. I'm pretty sure the first time we've ever gotten to see one, so changes things up just a bit, and Gimmick comps become all the more powerful.
Yeah, I'm expecting this game to be wild with the combination of the Neon and the Yoru. There's so much movement to be had on the map, but MIBR, they're going to be testing the water out here in mid. I like that bait setup G2 have over in Garage. Amy in the corner just giving some space for Mimi, but this B site totally open.
SRN is going to keep this one going though. Blazes the trail through. It's a flank. It's already pushed up from G2.
Artson's waiting for this. Actually, Trent getting called up to help out Leaf clear out window. This is the kill that would sort of lock the round up for MIBR. Artson can find it, but Leaf gets it.
Missing out is big. Now G2 have an advantage on this retake. Jelly has managed to fight back out, and the stun misses out for Leaf still. SRN is overwhelmed, and G2 make good inroads on this site. Sayori smoked off from the spike. He needs something here, and that's 2 for the duo from MIBR GC, but the defuse, they have to stop it. Mimi's just sticking just in time. Sayori shuts it down. Now the IGL in a 1v1, another stick, but this time, Trent wins it.
Coming down to 10 HP on the first round. That's a way to start off the day. I saw glimpses there because Sayuri back at GCC in Berlin was so clutch
Lights out
in late rounds. Nearly pulls off that 1v2. Trent was having none of it.
Good to see Jelly and Sayori getting online early here. We talked a lot about this at Game Changers Championship, but that MIBR squad super momentum heavy. Once you get the vibes going for SRN and Jelly, it's tough to slow them down.
Yeah, they get real loud out there on the stage. You're also getting some glimpses of how active MIBR get in post plants. Like there, they were pushing to A-Link, C-Link, Garage, they were just about everywhere. G2 are gonna have to adapt to that. Cover going out.
Ooh, timing. Really rough for Mimi, and she's just not looking at Artson. That's a free gun for MIBR.
Yeah, it really just comes up to Amy stuck in backside. Oh, the lead has shown up. Helps out his teammate. Amy's still here on site, but Artson's found 3 on the round, Mimi.
My God. 34 health left. Some guns picked up. Another Spectre for Jelly and a really good postman here as Nazwar finds one with the Sheriff and puts it on Trent, who can't make a clutch happen twice in a row.
What a silly little round there from Artson. Starts off finding Mimi turned around trying to smoke for long, picked up that gun and was never put down.
Yeah, Artson, the late arrival to MIBR in Americas this year, kind of joined the team at the part where they were already really struggling and couldn't quite turn things around. But here, showing up, proving why he's still on this roster into 2025.
And the spoils of that second round mean a whole lot of SMGs. Artson picks up the Outlaw. It was in Jonah P's hands. GT, you'd expect on a round like this to maybe get a little bit active, see if they can get a quick flank going or some kind of embed into mid, but as a matter of fact, they actually just lean pretty heavily over into that A side of the map, relying on that high camera on C1 to give them info on this side.
It's so crazy seeing Leaf back on Neon. Don't really remember the last time I saw him on a duelist. Obviously, that was his role for quite a while in Valorant, known for his flexibility.
Old C9 Leaf, of course.
Yeah.
Playing the Jet. Nice to know we still got it.
Absolutely. Artson. Oh, a slide. Still pretty powerful from Leaf. But he's got enough utility to stay safe here.
Yeah, if anyone knows, you saw Riot Penguin say they're nerfing Neon on the next patch. Not in just yet. Okay, we love the Neon nerfs. I don't blame you.
I'm sad about it.
Okay, but you're actually a Neon abuser. It's so messed up.
The agent's so fun.
I love we're getting a little bit active here. G2 just waiting this one out. G2 really are the team that loves dying to Spike more than any other organization, Mimi.
It's their one big thing.
Yeah.
Goes in, bros in, doesn't matter. They're a fan of the void.
Some strats are universal.
Indeed. So for the first time this game, we'll get rifles up for both of our squads.
Oh, what are those stats? Hold on. 0.27. Hey, that's for Mel.
Mel has to write that down.
So if anyone missed the pre-show, Mel is a knower of every single pro player's stats.
And she maybe displayed like 2 in that pre-show. When we were doing our meeting ahead of time, I rattled off like 5 different players. She knew every one of their settings.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. Stun and a bit of a default for a lobby control from MIBR, but they haven't dislodged Jonah just yet.
Yeah, I think they were setting up pretty heavy into A lobby while SRN took the Outlaw onto C, see if there was going to be a walk-up or something like that.
Jonah, he's walked up really deep here.
His TP should be running out fairly soon, so he might actually push up forward. No, the TP runs out and he sets up another.
They're going to walk into him.
The drone's going to see everyone in lobby. Jonah P's completely primed for this.
SRN has to be thorough here. She checks. It's 1 for 1. That's good work by MIBR.
Keep your eyes on mid, too. Artson looking for some pressure in here. No tips to wait that one out, and Mimi doesn't have her gun out. With that kill, you see the rest of MIBR leave A lobby and make this full switch up back over towards Garage.
Amy swings off the trip, but just getting suppressed by fire is forced away from that one. Now they'll rotate, take backside on C and dodge out on this utility, but didn't avoid the dart, and that spam is great from Artson. Yet again, MIBR in full command of C.
That utility combo between Nazwar's dart on backside and Sayuri hitting blind on, I think, both players' backside. No one could shoot this dart, no one could shoot any players, and they're just getting gunned down.
Great work from her. There's a lot of questions for kind of all of these teams, how the leadership's going to work. Most of them didn't really practice for this event or have the time to do so for those players flying in. So it's going to be allowed to see the pants, calling things in the mid-round, and it's good to see early on that the players are meshing, right? That util is working, that you're setting up players who aren't normally on your team well. Those are kind of the things you're looking to figure out today, because it is just for seeding tomorrow in these BO1s.
Exactly, right. All teams go on to tomorrow, play BO3s. 2 winners of those move on into the finals. But I think what we've seen from MIBR so far is that they have exploited mid pretty extensively, right? A lot of the Cypher util has actually been on site. We see that here over towards C, but whether it was shooting Mimi in the back of the head in Garage or finding that timing into B, G2 need to lock that down much better.
This one, though, MIBR are just going to straight up head for the C site. Cypher's here. How much can Amy do? There's the Sheriff in her hand, but Link's already found one. There goes the ult. Oh, and it's already shut down in an instant. That's good from MIBR, but somehow Jonah's gotten two with the stinger. He'll have a reload and a chance for more. Dips out of danger. Dodges the ultimate.
But now with the neural theft coming down, MIBR know both players coming into the site. Jonah P has that ult locked and ready, giving full information to Trent. Armed only with a Sheriff, is ready for this, but Artson is better. 2 kills in the round for MIBR.
Artson's just locked in. A lights-out start to this game, and he lives on 1.
That's so filthy.
Nasty.
I've got to know if one of those knives from Jonah actually hit him, because if that knife took him down to 1, I'd be livid. It's very...
Oh.
That's so brutal.
Sad scenes for G2.
And you know, MIBR are a team, they get loud. When they feel good, when they start winning, you notice them on stage.
Nowhere to run!
Bastion into C for MIBR here.
Não deu, não deu.
Tá. É isso, vou fazendo point dentro da
Eu tô anti-bang, eu tô anti-bang.
Vai ter ult do Sova, não
Sim,
fica na
cuidado,
linha,
clica.
não fica na linha.
Tô segurando o bang esse reino.
Tá, tem um CT.
Rapidinho.
Banga.
Ok.
Costa zoom, tá, eu tô jogando double, eu tô bem.
Rápido, morri.
Cliquei de novo. Faz isso
CT, 2, mais um.
Morreu double.
Costa.
Um de vida,
Tá.
um de vida só, velho, ele tava bem.
Vai. Vou pra B, ó. Fake.
Foi fake?
É.
Plantei B. Tá bom. Plantei pra Link, ó. Ele pode estar onde?
Ele pode estar qualquer canto.
Eu olho aqui, Link sai mesmo. Link é meu.
So what were they saying, Christy?
Fake C, go B.
Right on.
Did I nail it? Any knowers? No knowers. Yeah!
The month in Brazil really did you wonders last year.
Yeah, you know what? I picked up a little bit. You can see. That was interesting, though, because it did seem like it was a lot of Sayuri speaking in the
and Artson as
moment.
well, looking pretty vocal there.
Yeah.
Sayuri, for those not in the know, IGL for MIBR GC, the team that just made the finals at Game Changers Championship. It was her first year as an IGL, the first team she's done it for, but seemingly comfortable in that role and maybe taking some of that responsibility on here with this combined team as well.
Yeah. Really nicely crafted, concocted there from the brain trust of MIBR. And hey, look, if you appreciate those little listen-ins, that's going to be something we're going to be doing a little bit more of today with the teams that we have.
Yeah, it's a special treat.
Yeah.
Normally the Americas teams are not going to let us hear what they're saying. They're little secrets.
Yeah.
But it's different here. Get to have that insight on what they're up to.
The thing is, what actually happened was I'm just so lazy that I asked, hey, can I just get a round off here and there and we can listen to the players on stage? Thought people might appreciate that.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Timeout for G2 here, down 5-1 now on their defensive side. Interesting note, it is Josh RT coaching. Some of these teams have coaches from each of the representative rosters. G2 just have the coach from their VCT team.
Yeah. You know, he said he's had a little bit of time off, you know, ready to get back into the swing of things.
I think all the coaches just needed like the time to like sit in their house and rot after the year that was the 2024 schedule.
It is a treat to not have to sit in on scrims 5 days a week, maybe. The break is
I know
much
you were living that.
appreciated.
So let's see what they can change out of that. Just an eco here, so probably setting plans for round 8 instead.
That's true. Although, hey, they only won the pistol round, so maybe this is the secret sauce they need. Hey, good look at the regen shield here. Shock Dart does a little bit of chip damage, but...
Here. I'll go deep.
3A.
Running up.
I have stun. I have a faster reflood. Not it. It's not it. I'm gonna jump spot.
They're coming in.
Okay. I'm flashing high. In. Super
I'm resmoking.
Yeah. We're blind.
We're in backside.
Blind. Sure. Let's come back.
Can we see Cypher?
No, we didn't. No, not yet. They're planning.
Full spawn one.
Cypher's here.
Cypher's here.
One is
Cypher's
full
Reach,
spawn
Omen,
default.
Sova. Should be all of them.
Full spawn.
Should be all 5.
I'm pretty sure one's low. Yeah, Jet's graffiti.
Yeah, Jet
I'm gonna
grab.
smoke off side here.
We have flash and slide. That's it. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Let me grab. I'll help.
So I'm there.
Too short. I think Cypher.
Okay, now the table will turn.
Yeah, that's just a brutal round to try and play out. Didn't have too much util or firepower to end up going for the retake.
But Mimi said the table will turn now. So maybe the table will turn?
Do you think they would actually flip the tables?
I think
like
that would
Sora
be
Loser style, just
playing tabletop simulator.
Tech pause.
Ruin everyone's night. No, I don't think they would.
They've got too much class for that. As exciting as it would be.
I hope she doesn't. It's in my best interest to keep the reputation of Mimi's in this studio up.
How can there be 2 Mimis? I don't get it. We're already into the round, though. This will be a full buy for G2 and Jonah P with an operator. Weave waiting down here in the sewers, takes the timing, but MIBR, they're just mopping up kills everywhere. I mean, Artsin is just on B.
Yeah, I mean, this game has been about Jelly and Artsin, both of them having their moments. SRN's going deep. She's diving all the way for Trent. Just gives him a bit of a haircut as he's forced back, though.
And once again, we're in a 3 players, a retake situation. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
So you play this out with the op? I feel like saving might be the best bet.
They have no smokes to block off any angles. Yeah, at best, they're looking for some kind of early opener.
Amy's trying. Is she gonna get anything though? No, there's a
There's
drill
just no
coming in.
Here. There's still 2 flashes.
Surely they have to stay. Well, they're not, and SRN will happily take some guns. That's 1. 2 more. Hungry down in heaven, and SRN! My God, the round was already over. She doesn't care.
Wow. MIBR. 7 rounds to G2's sole pistol. Now SRN is able to pick up that operator on the attack. We saw a couple outlaw rounds from her earlier, but is more than happy to pick up that operator. I mean, with the way Jelly and Artsin have been finding these openers, you don't even necessarily need SRN diving into the site.
Yeah, a really happy 7-1 scoreline for Made in Brazil.
The happiest.
Revealing area.
Let's see if they can extend it to 8.
That's the number after 7. Good job.
Well, that certainly helps. SRN gets her 8th kill of the game.
Think you count that. Artsin's gonna get one here too, and yeah, they're just mopping up this anti-eco.
Yeah, much like Jonah P, math was my favorite subject in school.
That was Trent.
Trent. See, I can't keep... See, this is why
This is why you're so bad at math?
Yeah. Can't keep track of all... Once the letters get
okay,
involved...
wait. They're heading into the stack. It is an eco round, but there's still some danger here. SRN has a shorty. It's gonna get a little silly. Okay, she's dead. Sayori's here to drag things out, and Artsin on the lurk. It's stealth.
Leave it up to SRN to enter with the op, double smoke your feet, shorty pull out.
Funny round.
It's a funny round, and honestly, it's looking like a funny game. Like,
think
G2
so?
still have not found an answer to Artsin's
G2 is
mid-lurk.
losing, and you're laughing?
Yeah. I think MIBR are the ones that are laughing.
Yeah.
It's just a jump peek.
It's crazy because the last game we had was the lower final, G2 MIBR. We went in thinking this is going to be a great game, this is going to be super close. It was a stomp. The next game we cast is G2 MIBR. Come in thinking it's going to be a great game. Thus far, it's a stomp.
Complete stomp.
MIBR's kind of cooking. Mixed roster or just the GC team. But here's a chance for G2. They have a bit of a pinch on Lobby, and Jonah's operator has a duel against SRN. How does she win that?
SRN!
Here.
What a shot! And MIBR just frees, ice G2 out of the rest of the round.
She pulls up to Professor P's house and diffs him on his own stage.
MIBR fans in the house, in the server. It is all coming up Brazil today. Uh-oh, that's awkward with the boost angle, but SRN is just ready for them!
She's so nasty. Oh, she's gonna go for more. Greed for the ace. Fresh blood in Amy. SRN around the corner. Can't get it.
Might not get the ace, but certainly got the round. G2 don't want any part of this one.
Last player standing.
Gotta go. Shot.
The Omen's offing. And Leaf. It's a pretty kill. There's about to be 3 players here to end this one. 9-1 for Made in Brazil.
That was so well coordinated. Oh my God, well done.
By the way, I think it was only 3 or 4 of them doing that chant. Sounded like the whole room.
So loud.
Spike planted.
Unbelievable.
I miss the studio.
It's a lot of fun here just in game 1. Now, G2, they're going to be calling another timeout, Mimi, with only 2 rounds left in the half. And here's the problem, is they've kept trying to fight over A lobby round after round after round. This team doesn't have a breach. You don't have that instant stun. You get that area for free. And they've been losing all of these, team fights around the area. On top of that, you have the consistent issue of a 14-2 Cypher lurking into B every single round.
Kinda gross.
It's just filth. And I'd really like to see G2 go away from A lobby, give that up, and just start fighting mid. Start hunting this Cypher and take him out of the game, because otherwise you're just playing to lose.
The issue is that they can't win the A lobby fight. They can't really go for many aggressive set plays because of the lack of the stun. But their retakes are also rough because they have so little utility. It's like just combining Aura Flash and a dart, and that's all you have.
Yeah. I'd like to see them go for some kind of a timing play out to mid. There's just an early walk or a re-clear for that Cypher. Something. Because right now it is not working, and they're actually going on to Guardians and Bulldogs for this round.
Yeah, they want at least the 9-3. But if they lose this round, they're going to have another tough bye for round number 12. Could be staring down the barrel of an 11-1 half.
Ouch. Well, G2, they do get away from the A site. 4 players ready to walk into mid early on.
Standing ahead.
Put a TP in case the A hit comes on quickly. MIBR have managed to avoid this thus far, but re-clearing mid is going to be of the utmost importance for them.
Not ready yet. Deploying drone.
As a matter of fact, G2 have actually stepped out of the area already. Feels like these 2 teams have just dodged each other so far, although Amy will hear that drone into mid.
MIBR are going to finish onto the C site. Amy holds garage, but I don't think she can do much to actually stop this hit.
The thing is, G2 have your ult for the post plant. That sounds really good, but Jelly could also save that rolling thunder to keep fighting towards spawn.
There they are.
And MIBR likes to get a bit aggressive. There's the demon in the walls. It's Artsine. Another successful lurk. He steals 2 kills from G2.
And again, can you actually play this round?
Leaf through the smoke. There's a paranoia, and it's Artsine again! Could he be on for an ace here now? Sayori takes that away, but the Rolling Thunder has Jonah routed. He's pinned down. The Cypher's hunting, and Artsine around the corner. Won't find his kill. They will find that round.
Sayuri's been kind of sweet with the op at the end of rounds too.
Round in the half.
MIBR just dodge out G2's early aggression in mid, solid re-clear into an excellent hit timed with that lurk. Feels like even the changes G2 made, MIBR played around perfectly.
Can I tell you a crazy fake narrative?
Tell it to me.
MIBR, every year, they give you hope, they look amazing at the start of every tournament.
Okay.
Remember kickoff this year. MIBR come out, got a couple wins, they actually beat G2.
They did look good.
They looked good. They weren't great after that, but they were super successful then. Year before that, good early on. Like, I don't know, I'm feeling it again.
Right, what happened at the end of the year for them?
Well, that's where it's different, because it's the GC team who's very successful internationally. So they balance the best parts of both out. And I'm not even watching the round.
Does the round matter? We'll see. Artsin is back in garage once again. It was a crazy open. Now Amy is waiting for it and finally takes him down. The kill G2 waited 12 rounds for, and now they're finally going to get their second.
All I had to do was talk about MIBR and G2 wins a round.
Thing is, the start of the half looked great, but the close, Mimi, the narrative.
The thing is, it's not over yet.
Yeah, it is. Come on.
4 bullets, a minute. I kind of believe.
There's no way Noswar is going all the way back to C, right?
Is he going to buy enough time? They think he rotates and he rehits? He doesn't reload.
4 bullets, all he needs.
3 enemies. There's 2. Oh, he's got a ball! But the bullets get the better of him. My God, he almost did that.
Okay, bro needed 5 bullets, Mimi. Needed 1 more.
1 more.
That's it. Okay.
Woo. Some sort of salvation. The 2 in G2 stands for 2 rounds in the first half.
Oh, come on. But you know what? It's true.
That's something.
Oh. And it almost slipped away. Look, 10-2 to start it off, but I don't know. We'll see what G2 have in store.
Yeah, really exciting first one for MIBR. Let's see if they can continue this momentum and close out the second half here when we return. Welcome back to sunny Los Angeles, which is currently looking like Brazil. They're up 10-2 for the combined roster of the Made in Brazil squads and looking to dominate their opening BO1 here at Spotlight.
It has not been close. G2 got the bookend rounds. They got pistol and they got round 12. But in between, it was complete domination. Currently, after 12 rounds, Artzen is sitting with 18 kills.
That's a lot of kills.
They only killed him 4 times. The rest of MIBR, every single player is positive. You couldn't ask for much better for this team.
You really couldn't, especially when your Cypher player is 18-4, as already mentioned. Just mentioning it again. It's important, I think.
People like the big numbers.
They do. So, an important round here, of course, for G2.
Disappointed not to see any regen shield, but something I do actually want to pay attention to a little more in these
I will
early
say,
rounds.
I think the ultimate, broken, abuse this before they update the game.
Yeah.
Double slide, regen shield, your teammate buys you a frenzy on Neon. It's ridiculous.
The new frenzy with 15 bullets.
You were hitting some spray transfers when we were playing yesterday.
Yeah, the frenzy, absolutely insane. Let's see what MIBR can do. They're playing off-site, but quickly moving back in. Nosworth fishing for one, will find it before being traded out.
That's no dart for the retake, though. So a big tool gone, but damage on the Leaf.
Down to 7, trying to cross over, but not confident in that. No real utility for G2 to use the postman except the paranoia. That's it from Mimi.
She's set up on the line. Oh, Leaf, I think that's just spam onto Sayori. So the IGL's dead, Paranoia is used. Leaf slides across and repositions into the close corner of Graffiti, but there's 3 players ready to swing off. Not in time, Artzen. Only 1 for 1. SRN down 2, that's well done to G2. They lock up a pistol round.
G2, the pistol experts in this game so far. You need to keep it clean moving over to the next. Remember round 2 back in the first half. That was Artzen finding 3 kills on a timing play. That really set the momentum all out of whack against G2. They have a chance to build things up here. Looking at their buy, they're not going for FPX buy, going for big guns. Instead, just getting a little bit on every single player, making sure this one goes their way.
It looks like they're going to go pretty quickly here. 4 players stacked up down C.
Revealing area.
You're mentioning this no stun, so clearing all these close corners is interesting. There's a smoke. MIBR hid in a smoke. They weren't revealed by the dart. Now they'll pop back out. This is a trap, and G2's walking right into it. Maybe it won't be successful, because Sayori's already alone, and they're just going to vacate the premises.
Yeah, it's a bit too suspect. Going out on that wide angle, you feel like there's some baiting going on, and there was. See, G2 G2 take their time, note the player over in the corner, but rotates have come in. It's not going to matter too much. Leaf just dives in, gets the kill, sprints away. I bet our big fan of Neon loved that one. No?
They changed since halftime.
Yeah, okay, I guess. This is actually like...
Eyes down. Oh, she's so clean. Maniacal laugh, okay.
Oh my god, it's happening, Mimi.
What's going on? They're just running into the sheriff.
It's happening,
Somebody
Mimi.
stop her. They have.
Get out of there, G2. You don't want any piece of that. I was literally just about to say, like, this is such classic G2. Find the opening kills and just freeze and watch the other team int into you. And then they just kept dying.
It's funny because it's classic both G2s.
Yeah.
They actually play really similar for two different teams. I think G2 goes in, gets a little bit more funky with comms sometimes. They're more willing to experiment with stuff.
For sure.
But they both play that very classic, honest style of Valorant.
I do like some honest Valorant. MIBR getting a bit dishonest here. Going on both sides of the map. Jonah P down on 15.
Oswor survives that somehow.
One enemy remaining.
And this will be at least a fourth for G2.
Oswor finding anything here would be big. Especially Jonah P on an exit.
But they'll walk back towards spawn. And Oswor gets to do his best G2 impression and just die to the spike.
So boring! Get in there!
He's playing properly.
I don't know. I think Oswor had 4 orbs. I think going for a kill there is a good play. Get another gun out of the hands because G2 bought 4 guns.
Eyes down.
That shot was so clean. Oh my word.
Looked magnetic. Guns up now for MIBR. And 3 players down C. It looks like they might be cooking something aggro.
Yeah, if anything, if I know SRN, this is a sprint down with the fault line.
Or it's a
No, it's
contact play, re-clear with the stun.
UV walk. Sova just got pinged on A, backside.
No deep C, Cam. Just walk into
Wait, Cam is A. Cam is A. It's Cypher here. Do we have
Good,
clone?
we should pop
We don't
on
have
it.
clone.
No clone, no clone. I have shock.
I think we should try and contact a little. Cam is
Yeah,
like
yeah,
right
we can,
here.
we can.
Can we peek this
Peek,
together?
3,
3, 2, 1.
Walk up
Backside.
a little.
Backside Sova.
Shocking.
I'm smoking.
I broke one
Flashing
trip.
backside, Nate. Flashing backside.
They're short.
Not grab. They got out. They got out. Careful another trip.
They pushed C.
Cypher's dead.
I'm gonna smoke CT here.
I don't see short. I don't see your short.
Smoking.
Good ball short.
I have no util.
Yep.
They're on B right now. I'll go grab.
Yep. I'm just gonna stay. I'm just going
I don't
short.
have every smoke for another 20.
I'm holding heaven, okay?
I have dart for when they start
They're gonna
executing.
breach, blast and stun. Breach is heaven.
I have dart.
Stun. TPing short.
Blast
Blast
I'm
it.
dead.
Paranoid. Looking fun.
Darting.
Darting.
Jet
Jet
out.
can be out. Jet can be out. Jet backside. Don't heaven.
Two heaven.
Heaven. Heaven.
Heaven both?
Both.
Okay.
Kickoff drop.
Nice.
Wait, let me find again.
Let's go.
Good shit. Good job.
Man, that round was all about Leaf. In
Oh,
the
yeah.
server and in the comms too. I think you forget about this when you just look at his stats or watch him play because he's so flexible. He's oftentimes playing Lurk or playing Duelist, but he's a crazy proactive player in comms as well. On Cloud9 before it, on G2 now, and clearly also on this pub team. He does a ton to add ideas on the mid round. On top of just doing stuff like that.
I love it, and I think from hearing comms, it's a pretty informative moment as well. You heard the G2 players call out the Cypher was on the A side of the map, and then saying, hey, we should actually try and contact into the space. What they're saying there is, let's not like go diving into the site, use our util, let's fish out for a kill, because very often on the Cypher side of the site, no one's actually hard holding those forward lines. Right? It's just a Cypher playing a little bit back, so you can find out tripwires, try to creep up on the players. That's exactly what they looked for and what they found.
And it's funny too to continue on Leaf because I was talking to his former coach from 2023 Cloud9 MCE, and he talked a lot about how Leaf does not like grind 18,000 hours of rank like other pro players do.
He's like just not committed.
He's a VOD demon. He
Okay.
watches like every tournament he can. He watches every team possible, and like doesn't actually grind a ton of ranked, but just comes in with tons and tons of ideas for every game and has all these lineups and different things he just picks up from being a massive nerd about Valorant.
It's funny because usually you associate like the aim demons with the people that are playing, you know,
Right?
24 hours a day. They just don't sleep.
But he has like that mechanical skill, but also he's just kind of a nerd.
Yeah, and the agent pool, the prove it. Played Duelist, played Senti, played so like literally
Remember
can
the
play
Viper
everything.
era?
Yeah, I miss the Viper era, to be honest. It was a good time.
And he's catapulted G2 now to their first streak of rounds this game.
Wall up against the early aggression because the rest of G2 is actually trying to go into Garage. Where's that tag team setup? Paranoia in Sayuri's hand. No.
Nice shot from Trent though. Spec has gone very dangerous very quickly. Leaf will look to deal with that. Slides on into the site, bounces his way through, and Hartson knocks him out of the sky.
Okay, Leaf, you can shoot your zappy hands while you're moving. You don't just have to wait for that one. Oh no, Jelly with the Sheriff.
Here's the duo. SRN and Jelly, the stars of MIBR GC.
How many clutches did we see between those two in Berlin?
It's a different stage now. In a tough situation. They have no smokes. Both their opponents are down long. A drone deals with the first tap. A second. A dart as well. There's just so much utility, and the double swing from G2 is lovely.
Yep. Double swing comes in just a half second after the dart goes down, so you're expecting someone to turn, shoot that. I think both players might have turned, as a matter of fact. That shot at the start. Are you kidding?
Despicable. I'm liking the oohs and ahs.
Yeah, it really adds some nice color to the game. Least enthusiastic coach. What?
Check his PC. How did Nosfer get that kill?
I mean, a dart was thrown, but I didn't see it actually get the tag.
I don't think it did. I mean, let's
Listen
hear.
in.
Não passa.
Tem Euro long ainda. Cypher jogou
tô-
Fui pra C.
Voltei. Relaxa, guys, nada por C ainda, tá?
TP, botou TP.
A C tá reto. A C tá reto.
Ele muito aqui, comigo.
Ele me viu?
Eu vou lá.
Eu não tô causando. Boa, boa.
Passou. Tô vendo com isso aqui.
Janela.
Tô vendo aqui, eles estão vendo a sua esquerda.
Tô peitando pra você, Zen.
Só olha a janela.
É, 9, aham. Sua esquerda é minha. Abriu.
Não tem info do homem ainda. Plantou.
Plantou, é o DD e a Cypher.
Vai pro TCT, eu vou na frente também, tá?
Vai com CT, dois, CT.
Vou passar de direita.
Vamos pular rápido. Eu vou primeiro.
Você tem smoke pra poder passar e smoke a bomba também.
Aqui, eu vou pular, 1, 2, 3, fui pulando aqui.
Eu smoquei o verde, calma. Cypher, tem fio.
Maíra.
Tem smoke na bomba. Eu também.
Valeu.
Forte seguido.
How did G2 win that round?
That is unreal. That fight into ceiling from Amy was just next level. I've got to see that one again, because they had no business winning that. That was a 2v5.
I was watching it, thought the round was over. They were literally in B. Spike was already ticking on C. Down 3 players, and Amy does that.
One enemy remaining.
Unbelievable stuff.
Player standing.
Amy and Mimi, the two Game Changers players on the G2 roster, just clutched up in a 2v5.
And suddenly MIBR's lead is down to 3.
They haven't gotten anything this half.
It's not going to start this time.
3 players trying for a flank out of A main, but Spike's already down.
Spike planted.
No one really fish and catch in mid.
And look who's here to deal with it. Leaf already walking around the flank. Here's MIBR stomping.
I mean, there's full information on MIBR. There's some options if they wanted to commit an ult maybe 15 seconds ago, but now they're just waiting out the clock, looking for anything, but it's just not coming.
Paranoia for Mimi. She'll get one, but there's just not enough time for anything more to come in this round. It's just a matter of mopping up the remaining players and moving that tally up to 8.
It's not looking so fake anymore.
That's 6 rounds in a row for G2.
Just what, 7 if you count the first half as well.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. I think this next round is going to be the one to tell it, though, because we've got 4 ultimates coming online for MIBR. You're expecting them to use those. If G2 can win this round, after eating up a Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, they are on track.
And also, after dealing with SRN's off, she's going to go for a peek down short, but there's a smoke in the way. No value for the star duelist from MIBR GC.
Stun hits both duelists on G2, so wall gets thrown up. No longer a tool for the exec. I like how MIBR sort of, hold on, SRN with another pick.
Lovely timing that she catches there, but there might be one over towards C as well, because Artzine has vacated the site and left it open for G2.
Yeah, problem playing off-site, though, is post-Cypher nerfs. Those trips are useless. Rolling Thunder now coming in. Just to stall out this retake. Flash comes in as well, but it's all too late. Jonah's there, waiting for it, ready to go, creeping up into that smoke. He's going to be a nuisance. He's going to be such a problem from up posted here, as the paranoia pushes him off the angle. G2 still in a decent spot.
They haven't even planted yet. And they're just getting overwhelmed. 3 players ready to go for an MIBR.
Amy!
Again! Stepping up for G2. But the man on the other side has been clutch too. 21 and 10 for Artzine, but Amy's just better. It's so reminiscent of GCC, where G2 was struggling and she just had her life game in that lower bracket.
Yep. Look, we heard Melanie Capone on the analyst desk, dropping she thought Amy was gonna fry today. And Amy has had a couple of ridiculous rounds. I mean, talk about how insane Artzine was in the first half on the Cypher. Amy's second half has been trying to match that performance blow for blow.
Whoa.
That Cypher ult's still hitting.
Yeah. SRN. Yeah, not gonna get anything there, so G2, in classic G2 fashion, get their opening kill and wait for a mistake.
Yeah, grab the orb, Amy. Can put down the hat. There's a timer on that ability now. I actually can't believe we're still getting Cypher play.
Yeah, there's always been a timer on the ability.
On
when you can use. Oh, you're
ult.
right.
Yeah, and then they give
I was
it
like,
back.
what are you saying? Oh my god, you're so right.
Yeah.
My brain just went to
No,
push
you're
for
good.
a second.
You're on the new patch, like we are too.
We're in the future.
Oh my god. You don't play with Artzine. He'll sit you down.
Not he will, and well, while all that was going on, A's been taken by G2.
Nazar was thinking about a flank, but decided to go back with the rest of the team. Jelly's got a couple of flashes, a stun line to work with too, so there's options now for MIBR on the retake.
Is Jonah gonna go for this? He has a flash. You can see the smoke, and Jelly doesn't have a gun in hand. Can he get more? Flash through. There goes Jonah for a double up on the round and a third. Why not?
Your biggest mistake.
G2. They have won 9 rounds in a row. They have tied this game.
Even if you're the only one.
And it's a BO1.
Do you find it ironic that the moment we talked about how MIBR always start off tournaments really, really strongly, and then peter out towards the...
I feel like that was my bad.
And then this just
also,
happened.
I was so convinced this game was over. I was talking about that through the first round G2
Yeah.
won.
And somehow, we're all tied up.
Interesting. So MIBR take a timeout here. Their last timeout, unless we get to overtime.
I feel like MIBR have been playing really passively, like falling off sites early, whether it's a C hit and they're playing double garage.
It's like
or...
they have SRN forward, she gets a kill, and if once she falls back, they have like basically no other forward presence on the map.
Exactly, and they haven't even been able to like fast flood back into a site, you know? They've just been setting up for that full retake, and all of those post-plant rounds, how have G2 been abusing that? It's Jonah P getting right up either next to that CT smoke or inside of it and getting multiple kills. MIBR, I think, either have to be ready for that or change how they're actually holding on to these sites.
I'd really like to see SRN stop offing and try and play a little bit more flood retake, preserve her dash, things like that to go for these faster retakes.
She might not even have a choice looking at the money.
Yeah, she is too broke for it in this round. But could get that when we're looking at around 23.
Oh, no, someone purchased that.
Oh.
Someone just did something crazy.
Yeah, it's me. I don't know how the economy works, in-game, out-of-game, any of it.
I think there was a gun on the ground that we hadn't seen.
That must be it.
I'll cope through it and say that's what happened.
But that AWP is purchased, and I think that really puts the onus of this round on SRN. She needs to get something, and she has a chance, but the blind, the dash, all this util, it's too much.
And now, Jonah P's got the ultimate. So clearing all of these lines to get into a B or actually maybe even look for a wrap into C-Link. G2 are keeping their options open for now. Just gonna go for that B plant and then play inside the smoke, guided by the Yoru.
Leaf backside, this reposition is good. I don't think MIBR knows. Artson not checking, nice flash. And a nice follow-up from Leaf. He's gonna keep going though. The man's heating up and he spots another target. Not for long though. Still, it's just a 2v4 MIBR. This was their round, their chance. It's already been ripped away from them. Tap on the spike. Utility comes back in. Noswor's dead, and SRN, she's good, but in a 1v4, this is just impossible. G2 take the lead.
I guess G2 are just an attack-sided team, Mimi.
Yeah. 100% win rate on Haven attack side for the Spotlight version of G2.
Absolutely crazy. It's wild too, because G2 are winning this game, and not a single player on the team has more than 2 kills than they have deaths. Like, they're just even, or even they're negative, but they've been stringing together these rounds so impressively. Just some early hunting for the trip on front B. Not that that ability is very real anymore with the half-second wind-up time.
I am surprised to see both teams stick to the Cypher.
Yeah.
I think that nerf is huge.
Maybe they forgot.
I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just comfortable on Cypher.
Yeah, you know. I miss some Killjoy on this map.
He's still nice for info.
So is Killjoy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And she has 4 abilities.
Cypher has 2 now?
2, yeah.
Artson, oh, Mimi spotted him. It doesn't matter. He's just been nasty this game, and that's the kill that the Brazilian squad needed.
I mean, the round state is so wild, especially with the neural theft coming down and another pick for Jelly. G2 sort of boxed up in garage. You can see the step out into mid. Noswer on the hunt, ready for Amy, but can't find the shots.
Not again, MIBR cannot let this round slip. That timing's brutal. It's even, and Leaf's eating up. Hello, Jelly. She's dead.
And now the A site, completely open for the taking. All 4 players on the map spreading out, looking for their ones. There's a 1v1 in attacker spawn, a 1v1 on the site, but it's Trent waiting for Artson.
On the flank, Sayuri, the IGL, already spotted. Up against Amy, support's on the way. She has to act quickly. That's 1, but the crouch peek from Trent, it's just too perfect for G2. They are 1 round away from winning this map after being down 10-1 in the first half. They have not lost a round since.
And they carved themselves back out of that round. Yeah, they're not against a great buy, but it's a 5v3. Still, these shots very nearly taken MIBR's way. By the way, if that last swing isn't a crouch peek up against Sayuri, it's a kill. Look at her crosshair placement right here. We can't see it because we're in third person, but it's okay. She was completely ready for the normal swing.
Yeah.
Not for the crouch.
There's the op presser, and it cannot deliver yet again. Second chance, though. Against a Leaf in the corner.
Oh my
she
God.
doesn't know. She's not ready, or is she?
Green square.
Checks the corner. Oh, she was ready the whole time. Needs a quick skill here, and she can't phase up, so Jonah gets that kill and gets out as well.
Look at Garage right now. Artson has stepped out, is looking for that pinch. No one's clicked into the camera. Now they're aware of his position. Mimi gets her revenge and opens up this B site for Amy with an ultimate over onto C as well. Now things get wild. Sayuri can't stay on the site. She's been pushed back, and G2 have another plant.
The first half, it was about Artsy. The second, it's been all about Amy. They were down 10-1. Since that round, G2 have not dropped a single one. 13-10. A perfect reversal as G2 win their debut in Spotlight.
That's just ridiculous.
I cannot remember another comeback I've seen like that.
I haven't seen anything like that. Oh, Fnatic and
Fnatic Loud.
Fnatic
maybe?
Loud. The closest you're gonna get.
Just unbelievable stuff. G2 showed some great calling on that attacking side. Leaf stepped up on the Neon. Amy
Let's
had
talk about
so
the
many
Amy rounds.
Oh
the
my
4K,
god.
the 2v5 between Amy and Mimi to win. I think that was their bonus. Just completely ridiculous. Mimi's having some fun with the Americas crowd, and G2 start off this tournament with a win.
And that's what this first day is about, getting comfortable with your team, figuring out how you want to play, getting warmed up on a different stage for the GC players. They just look comfortable. Just needed 11 rounds to warm up.
Look, and the best part about this is the mental buff for this team. Because your first game together on stage, you go down 10-1 at one point, win 12 rounds in a row?
Insane.
Next time you're down any amount of rounds, it doesn't matter because you always can lean on that comeback potential.
It's so funny because during Americas and during their international runs this year, you heard from the G2 men's team that they were always talking about that one comeback we had in Americas. It made us believe.
Yeah.
And now, first game for the combined team, they're believing again.
Just wild stuff. Did Amy end up top fragging as well?
I'm not sure.
I think for a long period in that second half.
I think it was probably a tight race between her and Lee.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Unreal start there, but I mean, honestly, quite a heartbreaker for MIBR. All these teams are going to play another 2 games today, so there is time to come back, pick up some more wins, but losing a comeback like that is brutal.
Yeah, quick little break for them to reset, because of course we have Fly Lev and C9 Shopify coming up after this, which is a very hotly anticipated matchup.
Yeah.
But that was a great way to start things off, maybe.
It really was. G2, they win their debut match here. It's really exciting, and I'm a little confused by this, but I guess I'm tossing to the interview with Mimi? I thought I was here.
Wait, you need to get down there.
I'll go quick.
Wait.
Yeah, we got Mimi in the cast. We got Mimi to go here on stage. Yeah, let's hear it. My God, you started off our day strong. Talk to me about this comeback, 10-1. What clicked?
I mean, our tactic was we at least need 3, but you know, 2 is all we needed. We just had to warm up a little bit, and that's really what happened. We warmed up.
Just a warm up, yeah. And what's it been like working with the G2 guys? Because you did the EMEA spotlight, so different crew, which minus Trent.
Yeah, in the EMEA one, we actually had practice time, so maybe that's the key. Don't practice. Because we didn't get to practice for this event, we just, you know, go with the flow. We literally just made up our comps 5 minutes before the game.
Oh my God. And it worked out? Well, you know, had us on the edge for a bit. And yeah, so G2 came second at the EMEA Spotlight. What's going to be different about this one?
I guess that the majority of our players are home crowd now, so that's a plus. But also, you know, this is a really cool studio, and it was a bit different in EMEA. I think this is a bit cooler.
Yeah, right? The crowd said she's cool too, and I believe her. Congratulations, Mimi. Thank you for the interview, and we'll see you guys after the break.